It usually gives us a countdown.
No, yeah, there was a countdown.
We're
You were talking about your Northern Arizona bet.
It was a good one. Let me tell you.
All right, welcome everyone to the Circle Up podcast.
No, excuse me. I open it. Sit yourself down, Curtis. Hey everyone, welcome to the Circle Up podcast. It's me, your host, Julian, along with Mike and Curtis, as always. Where today we're not reacting, we're proacting to Illinois. We're previewing Illinois. That's what we're doing today. And what is kind of it's a big deal game in the sense that you win this game, people start to feel a lot different about the season. You lose this game and people feel like this offseason has been a rough one and one that will be hard for the Tigers to climb out of when it comes to our ability to make the tournament.
You said off season. I assume you mean non-con. Right?
I meant non-con. I meant non-con for sure. But with that, any feelings before we hop into Illinois? I also have some other stuff to touch upon before we get right into the Illinois preview. So, first, for those of you on PM, you saw this. Our friend Drew King posted about how there is a player that Mizzou might add, like Illinois did with the Serbian player. There's a player that Mizzou might add randomly at the semester. He is let me describe this. He was once the top 15 player in the class of 2020, a famously, for football and basketball, confusing class because of COVID. He finished high school 3-star, sat out his senior year, tried to go to college, didn't get drafted, committed to Memphis, but then went undrafted, signed with the Wizards G League team, shout out to the Wiz. And then he played for the Mongolian basketball league for a few years. And now he's trying to come back to college, where, according to this, he would hypothetically have 4 years to play. He's 25. It's like what BYU does when like half their team is guys who went on their missionary trips and now are back to play football, and they're all like men coming to play basketball. Drew said he doesn't know how serious it is. He doesn't know how much there is interest, but the I was gonna say the kid, but it's the guy. The guy posted a picture of himself saying that he's considering Mizzou. My stat that I care about the most is that he, in the Mongolian league, he shot 0.238% from 3. So it's not like we're adding the freaking sharpshooter, but I thought that was really funny.
Speaking of the Mongolian league and just transfer portal, all this weird age stuff. Had to look it up. Genghis Khan had conquered most of what would become the Mongol Empire by his mid-20s, which is how old this guy is going to be by the time he sees the floor.
I thought you were going to say that a famous alum of Mongolia is Genghis Khan.
I mean, essentially, that's what I did. Let's be honest. I did this same bit. I just kind of did it in reverse. So
I mean, there's a chance that, I mean, statistically, maybe a long offspring. I mean,
I don't even know where it's
someone's got his blood.
Who knows?
I just think it's funny. There's no rules that you can just add someone in the. I wish they were doing this with someone who was significantly better, but I don't know. This guy's been through the ringer. I mean, I must imagine that Mizzou's facilities will be significantly better than anything in the Mongolian Pro League. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
But
how do you end up in the Mongolian Pro League?
How do you find out about the Mongolian Pro League unless you're Mike and you're gambling
his
on
agent
it?
had some weird connections. His agent was like, look, hear me out.
Yeah.
I got a spot for you at the top team in Mongolia.
These kids got to play somewhere. I mean,
can either of you name a city in Mongolia?
Ulaanbaatar, their capital.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, that's lovely.
But that's like their only city.
Shout out Mizzou history.
And there's probably
Shout out Mizzou education.
2 teams. Yeah, there's probably two teams in that city, and the Derby, when they meet up, buddy. Oh my God, flares in the crowd. It's probably wild.
I actually took a class on the rise of the Mongolian Empire. It's really interesting. One of my favorite history classes I took. I could go on.
No, I'd love to hear.
Right,
we have all
sorry,
the time
I
in the world, so
derailed
let's hear it. I'm in no rush.
No,
I'll
we're
give you
getting.
one.
We're gonna get back to this at the end. All right, remind us.
I'll give you
Get
one
to
thing.
Illinois.
I'll give you one thing. Mongols were one of the rare groups of people who did not prominiture, which is where the eldest child takes over, but ultigeniture, where the youngest child takes over.
When? How old does the youngest child have to be?
Assume a relative
To
adult,
take
like
over.
16 and older generally, but like the
If
idea
your
being
parents
is that
die and the youngest child is 6, what happens?
it would go to the second youngest. But the idea
Whoever is
being
of
they'd be
age.
regent though until the youngest. The reason being is it's the pasture based system where as you conquered,
Of course.
the most dangerous pasture is the newest one. You give it to your eldest, who would be able to handle it, and then you would go backwards from there. And so the youngest takes over because they have the safest pasture, but it's the home pasture which is most important. Anyway, that's a fun little
Yeah, I'm
fact.
scared of all pastors. Anyway, yeah, Illinois. Let's get into it.
All right. Well, first, my other second thing I want to bring up. Oh, guys, my wife just
other
brought me a
second
glass of
thing.
wine.
Oh! All right, before we get to Illinois, Julian,
nice red.
what notes are you getting?
Oh, I wanted to a note a nice earthy tone to that sip. I wasn't much of a wine guy until I started dating, and now I'm married to my wife who likes a dark red.
That's how it
Explains why
goes.
she married me, but I'm cheating. You guys, if you guys aren't
You're
watching,
bright
I'm
red.
red haired, dark red hair. Okay,
Red mic,
so
red headphones. Anyway, continue.
I wanted to bring up real fast our past opponents and how they've done recently. So I've only looked at the quote unquote good opponents. Bethune-Cookman lost to St. Louis 112-53. St. Louis is good.
Yeah.
St. Louis is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I'd grab a future on them.
Yeah. We've talked about why we shouldn't play them non-con because
They're
it's
actually
like
good.
we don't really benefit from it at
No.
all.
I
You know what
go
mean?
back- I
We
go
lose
back and
bragging
forth
rights
on
in
it.
the state. We potentially lose St. Louis recruits. Yeah.
If any of our listeners can find a St. Louis future notebook that I can find is hanging one, I'd love to sprinkle.
St.
So
Louis future, interesting.
Let us know at mikegambling@gmail.
Call the hotline.com. Kansas, they beat NC State, who was 28 in Ken Palm, in overtime, 77-76. Notre Dame beat TCU by 2 in overtime. TCU is 63rd in Ken Palm. I'm just gonna say all the rankings I give are Ken Palm rankings. And they beat Idaho and Evansville, both crap teams, blood donor teams. Minnesota lost to San Francisco at 95. Stanford, 87. Santa Clara, 71. But they did beat Indiana at home. But they also got crushed by Purdue. So Minnesota, nice bright spot of Indiana, but some rough losses to San Francisco, Stanford, and Santa Clara. Illinois so far, ranked 18 in the country with an 8-3 record. Notable games. Lost to Alabama, 86-90. UConn, 61-74. And Nebraska, 80-83. I didn't realize how good Nebraska was, so I was doing this reach. Nebraska's like a good team this year.
They've been doing well this year. Yeah.
They have been Tennessee 75-62 and Ohio State 88-80. So our analytics breakdown. Our big four analytics that we look at, and by we I mean Mike showed me how to do this, and now I do this because I've slowly become an analytics sicko in college basketball. We're looking at KenPom, Haslametrics, Torvik, and Evan Maya. All have their own systems. All have ways they look at things. KenPom has Illinois at 12, Missouri 52. Prediction 84-76 Illinois. Haslametrics has Illinois at 9th. They consider them the 9th best team. Missouri 74. He does not like Missouri. 85-72 Illinois.
Who does
Torvik
these days.
has 15 for Illinois, 43 for Missouri, 83-75 Illinois. Evan Maya, 14 for Illinois, 45 for Missouri, 82-75 Illinois. So generally, KenPom, Torvik, Evan Maya all together. Haslametrics is even more dogged on Missouri, Illinois. Curtis, have you watched any Illini this year?
2 games, I believe. I'm trying to remember which ones. But in the meantime, I'm sorry. I promise we'll get back to the main stuff. You need to look up San Francisco University's mascot right now. But I have watched
Dons.
the Dons. The Dons. Look it up. Because this would have, if we were playing them, we would have gone nuts.
The Dons, dude.
With this mascot, okay? Absolutely fantastic. So I watched Illinois play UConn. Yes.
Sorry, the
Yes.
mascot's crazy.
You can tell
dude.
the exact moment that Julian
crazy.
saw
This
the
is
photo of the Don.
I love it.
All right.
I love it.
So anyway, sorry for getting us back off track, but I think it was worth it. I watched the Illinois UConn game and I watched the Illinois Tennessee game. When those we had some of those like crazy non-con little like mini tournaments and neutral site games happening there in early December. They're good. They're good. Mike, can you tell us why they're good? Because basically all I got is they beat the number 5 team in the country by 13 points.
But they've also lost plenty. It's not like they've like
No,
walked
they've
through
gone
a
up and
non-con.
What'd they
down.
lose? They lost to the number 11 team by 4?
They've had some good seasons. It's been a tough. I think they're out with Gonzaga, St. Mary's. I think they lost by like 10 against SLU on Saturday. 10.
Who?
I think it was San Francisco. Still talking
No,
about
no, no.
Dons?
I'm talking about the Illini, man.
Ah, fuck.
No. I'm sorry. I got us derailed. I'm talking about the Illini.
I'm just thinking about mid-major basketball. Baby.
No, I know.
I'm
You
sorry.
always are.
Michael's
You
here
always
just
are.
locked in on San Francisco
I'm sorry.
basketball.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
they're out there with St. Mary's.
I'm sorry.
Wait
That's
a minute.
bad.
What?
That's bad.
No,
yes, I
that's
watched
funny,
a handful of Illinois games.
They played some good teams, so there's been some good matchups.
Yeah,
on
I watched
prime time.
that stretch when they played Bama early, and then that
UConn and Tennessee.
Yeah, that UConn Tennessee. I think I texted you, Curtis, after one of those games about their bigs can play.
Yeah.
That's
The Eastern Europeans. Well, it's actually not just them, but you know,
I think Illinois is one of the strongest Eastern European recruiting of any college team. Shout out to
they're
them.
the strongest Eastern European team I've ever seen in my entire.
yeah. I'd
It's
love
ridiculous.
to know the pipeline. Like what's in Champaign Urbana, places the armpit of the Midwest.
I went there once and I got a tattoo and I paid for the tattoo with
I didn't know you had a
2
tattoo.
slices of Papa John's barbecue chicken pizza. That's
what
the
you
only
got?
time I went to Urbana.
I didn't know you had a tattoo. I think I did know that. Palm trees, right? Or is that
Yeah.
that Pokemon that looks like a
That's
Prentice for
pineapple?
sure has
Executor.
tattoos. This is unsurprising. I've kept my skin unblemished and pure.
That's
and holy.
Executor. He's a Pokemon.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
That's what I was thinking
yeah,
of.
it
Mike,
was
do you have any tattoos?
unofficial Halloween.
I do.
I'm the only one without ink.
Yeah.
I'm the shining good boy of the trio here.
Yeah.
My go-to like Eastern European like just because of my age is like Peja Stojakovic, right?
Oh, yeah.
His son is on this team, correct?
Played on Cal last year. We beat him then. We'll beat him again.
Because I remember yes. Andre Stojakovic.
Andre.
I'm sorry. Yeah, if our accents are offensive, we apologize. We are not trying to be a caricature. We're just that's how we think it sounds. I'm sorry. Gosh, psychology major. Of course he is.
Okay, so back in the actual analysis.
They're a good team. They're a very good team.
Here's some basic stuff I pulled out from looking at their advanced stats on the various aggregators, on the various stat analysis aggregators. Illinois is amazing around the rim, really good around the rim, and generally a really good offense. If you could point to one weakness they have, is that their 3-point shooting is the weakest part of their game, but still they shoot 36% as a team. So it's like still not bad, but like that is the weakest part of their game. So if you want to try to put a spin on this, Missouri does like to pack the paint. Their defensive styling is have really busy hands in the paint, have them take long shots, and Missouri is as much as we could argue with how they do things, they do follow analytics pretty closely, and the feeling most likely is
Sure.
threes. There's legitimate argument in analytics circles is that you actually can't really guard threes. Like you can have your hand up and that can affect the shot, but some of the 3-point, like the 3-point percentage people shoot on you is kind of random.
It's not true.
But
In
it is
general,
legitimate
it's true. With Mizzou, it's not true.
But my feeling is, the way to win this game is actually you gotta hope they miss threes. It's gonna be kind of like Illinois got to miss some threes. At the same time, Illinois' defense is also very good. But it is noted that Illinois has performed worse recently. They have been playing their worst basketball at the moment. So it feels like this game comes down to a few factors. For me, one, can Mark stay effective as always? Does Ant continue his play from the previous game? Can the Tigers hit their threes while Illinois misses theirs? And then Mizzou just needs to get some steals in the half court because our half court offense is much worse than Illinois. So overall, Missouri has to have a lot of things go right. Specifically, they need the 3-point variance to play on their side for once here. That was my initial
thoughts. You said
thoughts.
they're playing their worst basketball of the year, and they are coming off a win against Tennessee, a win on the road at Ohio State, and then losing to a ranked team by 3 points. And that's the worst basketball of the year.
According to Haslametrics, who says, and I quote,
I'm just saying
that they might be winning. That doesn't mean they're playing well. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Compared to how they played at the start. So and recently, Curtis, they lost to Nebraska.
Yeah, who's
beat Ohio
ranked?
State, beat Tennessee, lost to UConn. All highly ranked teams for sure.
Yeah, I'm saying if that was our that's the worst basketball Mizzou's been playing, we'd take that.
I mean, there's a reason they're predicted to lose the game.
Let me throw my hat in real quick for
Please.
clarification on something.
Me and Julian mute ourselves.
No need to mute. I welcome the comments. Hustlemetrics, he takes into account context and game control. So it's more than just beyond the final score of what's actually happening, like time spent leading. I mean, you can go. I'm not going to go down all these rabbit holes about what my interpretation of what he's actually doing. I think he does a good job at identifying, teams that maybe have some fraudulent records or stats that are maybe a little noisy. So I think that's why he is not. I'm not going to say he's a Mizzou fan. I don't think he's agnostic to who the team actually is. He's just providing the facts.
And he is very non-Mizzou fan because he has Mizzou ranked worse, by far way worse than any other analytics.
I think it was probably a couple weeks ago when the graph was just like slowly trending down, and which is indicative, and that is shedding light on exactly what he's what he sees. Ken Pom, industry baseline, godfather of the modern basketball analytic movement, focuses on team efficiency, per possession, adjusted for your opponent, and venue, if it's like a mid-season tournament, something like that. Torvik is kind of in line, in my opinion, with a Ken Pom, just with some different features, different filters that you can throw into there, way more customizable. And then Mia is all about the modern player analytic movement, about the Bayesian stats of the player, how many points he or she is adding or costing your team, in a nutshell.
We talked ad nauseum about the
Byzantine.
So
Mike, how about you take us right to the slide deck? Take us right to the slide deck you prepared. Get some visuals on the screen for our YouTube watchers, and then we'll
Can you hear me?
Describe them. Yeah. Oh, we can hear you, big dog.
Can you hear me?
And we can still hear you.
Stop yelling at him, Julian.
No. All right. Let's try this.
Let me tell you, I have some thoughts after looking through their lineups and who they're playing, and who in their lineup. I have some I feelings.
While we wait, my fun favorite fact from last year's game. Again, I finished watching literally right before the ambulance had to come and take me to the hospital. How many free throws do you think got shot in that game between both teams?
Combined?
Yeah.
45.
60.
All right.
Ugly game. Ugly game.
We good?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just getting used to
No,
used to
all
this.
Gucci. I think this is lovely for the viewers.
For the
And
viewers. So
then,
this is obviously
Julian can explain it to the
this is
listeners.
Illinois' team, obviously. This is
recognize it.
shout out Ken Palm for his beyond the paywall stats. I think this is super cool, and you'll see where I'm going with it when we cross compare to Mizzou and their team. I'm not looking at this as like individual players, so to speak. I just find how many players are in a major contributing factor, 28% of the possession, so to speak. So you
Maybe
can
not
see
one
the top.
player, but it seems like one region.
Yes, it's definitely one region.
Mirkovic, Stojakovic, and Petrovic
Yes,
for our listeners.
It's an oil company.
I was about to say, yeah, sounds like a gas station or a law firm. But anywho,
USSR.
it's interesting to see how these players are used. Keep in mind that the national rank, everyone their brothers ranked. I mean, there's 2,300 players that are ranked, so it doesn't necessarily mean something in my opinion. But
Comrades, not brothers, but
so yeah, this is you'll who do you think is the nearly invisible player on Mizzou before I skip ahead?
oof, this is a fun one. Okay,
In the limited role, we're talking about
these
who's
are
in limited
break.
role.
Yes, so this is who is this, Mike? Whose stat is this?
Limited role is probably either Javon or To.
No.
Luca.
No, he plays way too much.
Does he?
But I guess it doesn't matter about playtime, right? It matters about.
So this is-
wow.
Luca is nearly invisible.
So
But we have
again,
a
I
lot
don't.
more role players than Illinois does. Like that just shows how much the usage is.
Yeah.
Our only major contributor is Mark, which makes a
We
lot of sense.
don't really.
It's
we don't. It shows
Sebastian's
that we
up
don't
there.
really trust anybody. I think is what it shows.
Sebastian Mack is taking 26% of the shots when he's on the floor. That's crazy. And Anthony Robinson's considered a role player. Oh.
These stats are phenomenal.
Okay,
dude.
so for
I mean, you
our
can-
audio
Yeah,
listeners,
Try to Julian and Mike both
Or
try to
I'll
break
let-
this
I'll
down
let
for our
Julian
audio
to
listeners.
take
So
Because
for
there's
our
a
audio
lot to
listeners,
break down here.
can you go back to the Illinois real fast? So the what we're looking at is who is considered the level of contributor of each player on the team and what they're doing within that. Illinois has three people considered major contributors, so people who are taking the majority of the possessions and using them. David Mirkovic, Andrei Stojakovic, Mihailo Petrovic, who are taking most of the shots, using most of the possessions. Then they have two significant contributors, Kylan Boswell, Keaton Wagler. So really they're taught, like they have 5 players who are doing most of the stuff, which feels like an Illinois team. If you watch Illinois, Underwood likes having the 5 guys he uses a lot, kind of like a 6-7. While we know that, stop it, Curtis. While we know Gates likes using everybody as much as he can until the games get like really, really hard. So if you'd skip ahead for me, back to Missouri, I think it's also really indicative of how we're playing so far this season. Our only major contributor is Mark Mitchell, who has been playing really well and deserves to be the major contributor. We would want, hypothetically, the second person to be Anthony Robinson, but instead it's Sebastian Mack. We all agree has played not great so far this season, but he's the one using a lot of our possessions, taking 26% of our shots, and is not doing a lot with them. He has a great steal rate. We'll give him that. Sebastian Mack has a great steal rate, but that's not the player we want to be a significant contributor. And the other significant contributor is Sean Phillips, and that's because we talked a lot about how they're force feeding him shots, which is like, why? Is this the guy we want taking the shots? And I think it's interesting how this is kind of playing out. This is kind of playing out how we've kind of visually have seen the game play out in a way. And then our role players are Anthony Robinson, Jacob Cruz, Jevin Porter, Teal Barrett, Jane Stone, on upper tank. And Luke Northern is nearly invisible.
Cruz not a significant? Is Jacob Cruz a role player versus significant contributor simply because a lot of it down to percentage of minutes played?
His possessions
it seems like
used.
when he is, I know, but is that the?
He's actually not putting up a crazy amount of shots. He's actually just very efficient with the shots he
It's the
takes. He's
usage
making
on
a
the
lot of shots, but he's not
possessions, yeah.
using a lot of shots. Sebastian makes the opposite. He's using a lot of shots and is not efficient with them at all. So what we'd like to see is you'd like to see Mark Mitchell, and in my opinion, what will make this team successful, Mark Mitchell, Anthony Robinson as the major contributors, Jacob Cruz,
Yes.
and Jaden Stone as significant contributors, and then role players, whoever that needs to be. But I think that also shows why Jaden Stone being hurt has been such a big deal.
We're gonna have 6 or 7 guys in the role player category all year. That's the way the team is constructed right now. But so this is based on the usage percentage of possessions where you are
Which actually
directly
makes
involved
sense.
in the play, right?
Which makes sense why Luke Northweathers is nearly invisible, because he actually doesn't shoot that many shots. He doesn't hold the ball in his hands. If he he doesn't shoot very often, and he doesn't like dribble. So
Yeah, I know.
kind of makes sense.
I'm like, dude, I know you're like he plays too much, and I'm like, yeah, but what does he do? You know what I mean?
Mike, how do you read this? So you put this on here for a reason. Why? What's your thought process on
it
it?
was more just like cross comparing, and I think I mentioned it in our past 2 games, that our middle of the pack players are going to have to step up. I think this is an Ant game step up. Cruz is doing Cruz things. Let him keep shooting. That's his role. Porter step up. Barrett step up. Boat step up.
If only it was that easy.
It makes it hard when like we've talked about it too, like looking back at our box scores, that 1 or 2 guys are doing the majority of the scoring for us. And from a from just like a armchair, coach or quarterback, whatever you want to call me, if it just makes it very easy to defend if you know that Mark Mitchell's going to, all right, I'll let him get his 28 points, but no one else is going to get above 10.
What Kansas did in the second half.
So like to compare it back with, Illinois, you look at their, significant, contributors, 2 guys that do, a fair amount. They're not, their offensive, rating is pretty good.
Like their significant contributors are doing most of the scoring.
So it's interesting. Like, again, you can get lost in the weeds with this. You can get, then you start overlaying this with, what Mia thinks of, individual guys in the team as a whole. But then you start to see some patterns that, I take this also that this is a game that Phillips needs to have a big game. Luke needs to pull himself.
In my opinion, Sean Phillips should not be having a big game because he's being force-fed shots and he's making baby hooks. He's having a big game because he's helping reduce the amount of inside shots Illinois is playing. I need Sean Phillips to have a hell of a game defensively. That's what I need from him.
Yeah, I agree with Justin Smith.
Yeah, I was just
He needs to get more shots up.
So in our chat, Justin
Bingo.
Smith, MIZ, saying, even though he's been struggling, Robinson just needs more shots. I agree. That's something we talked about a lot of the games. He just hasn't been shooting. Like, he won't do things with the ball. He's obviously been trying to be a point guard. I need him to be a little bit more of an NBA point guard, scoring a lot, and then also sometimes giving assists. But
yeah, you can be a little Russell Westbrook with it. You know what I mean? You don't have to go full Chris Paul.
Just like an expanded high level overview for Illinois. Shout out Kempom again. Thank you. Their defense, really a lot of green. Their defense doesn't force a lot of turnovers. Damn near dead last.
And they don't do steals. Similar to Kansas, how Kansas' defense was really good, but they didn't rely on turnovers and steals. They relied on just playing really good stand-up defense.
Yeah, and then kind of overlay it
fits
pretty well. Again, fairly well rounded. We're turning the ball over a little too much. Obviously, in offense, our free throw percentage has not been phenomenal.
It's funny in a way that Gates was like, I want to shoot more free throws than the opponent, which all well and true. If we have similar free throw rates, that's actually hurting our team because our free throw percentage is so bad right now.
Yeah, I think like in a nutshell, like in a vacuum, this game, like we cannot send. Illinois shoots their free throws, pretty good. So we cannot foul.
Yes.
We cannot send them to the line for free points.
The Eastern Europeans historically good free throw shooters.
I mean, it's all that shooting, baskets in a cold gym. They want to go home.
It's all that shooting. You could have just stopped it right there.
Is that
it's
your
all
tip
that
as a
shooting.
coach?
It's
Is
all
the
that
turn
shooting.
is to make the gym cold when they're shooting free throws?
No, then the ball doesn't bounce very well, loses the air, and yeah. Anywho, I don't know. This stuff is just interesting. Devil's in the details. So you see a lot of similar patterns. One more. There's a lot going on there, but I'm just going to go to this one for right now.
For our audio listeners, what we're looking at right now is a line as an X component that says adjusted offensive efficiency, a Y component that's adjusted defensive efficiency, and then we just see a line, a lot of dots, and a lot of other lines. Can you explain what this is telling us, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah,
If you can-
please.
Is the laser working?
Yes, the laser is working.
Yeah,
Ooh.
lasers
Hell
working
yeah.
great.
Orange is obviously Illinois. Black, gray, whatever you want to call it, is Mizzou. On this type of graph, you want to be above.
The diagonal, right?
Yes. I'm trying to get so much shit going on over here. You want to be above.
This is like when Fox tried the glowing puck for the hockey coverage. This is what it looks like.
So the idea is you want your dot to be above,
this line.
like, higher adjusted defense efficiency than offensive efficiency.
Well, you want to be in this. Ultimately, you want to be in this quadrant up here. This
That's
is
a
where-
good
Gonna be in the
both.
top right. Like most sports graphics.
Yeah.
So right now you're saying, and right now, if you guys, for those audio, Illinois' dot's better than Mizzou's dot, mostly because of
Yes.
defense
Yeah. Sorry.
No.
and offense too. Actually, they're better at
No,
both.
I was about to say no. It is they are better than us in offense and defense, but both of us are below the diagonal.
I wonder
that's
who's the
supposed to
dot
kind
the
of
very top
represent
right.
normal.
Whichever team that is, they must be very good.
It's Michigan.
Howard.
Michigan.
Yeah.
It's Howard.
Yeah. Howard.
Prairie
Howard
View
is,
A&M.
Howard is probably somewhere down in here. And then Mississippi Valley State Delta, whatever the hell it's called, is probably down in this corner.
Yeah,
But
have you
anywho,
looked at their social media, Missouri Valley Delta?
That's a
Mississippi.
real thing. This wasn't a bit.
So Missouri
No.
Valley Delta, their
I don't
social
know
media,
Missouri.
they do a whole thing about like people always dunk on them, and they're like, "We just made $200,000 playing your school, whatever, man." Like, just-
That's gold. One more, and then I'll digress. Whoa, Egghead, there's a lot going on here. Yes, there's a
Egghead,
lot.
please
Yes, there's a lot going on here.
crack this and make it a scramble.
Yes, so this is just comparing the two teams' offenses and defenses. That's you want to be typically like above the red or above the blue or above the green in these rates. So like example being Illinois' free throw rate good, Mizzou's free throw rate ho hum.
So if we're to look at this,
Like, I'm
Illinois is
looking-
better at Mizzou at everything except for Mizzou 2-point percentage.
our effective field goal percentage is good.
Our effective field goal percentage is good. All
Very
right.
good. Is very good.
I contribute that to Mark Mitchell, who doesn't miss around the rim right now.
Yep.
Rebounding is actually not too far off. We're like clustered together, like right in here.
Nice.
You could see the difference in like the effective field goal percentage from Mizzou to Illinois.
Graph is nuts.
Yeah, this you can get. Man, you can get lost in the weeds here. You can go to. Yeah, it's dangerous. Very dangerous. So when our shots fall, obviously, if candies and nuts, we'd have a jolly Christmas, whatever that saying is.
Yeah. My
We
aunt
are-
had
we
balls. She'd be my uncle.
Yeah, we could be a very efficient, well-balanced team with good shot quality, and usually our rebounding holds true. that's like the key takeaway, in my opinion. Illinois is going to be a very physical team.
Okay.
They're there to force mistakes. Don't send them to the free throw line. They want to send us to the free throw line. Also, they want to try to get us out of rhythm in some capacity, which I think that's really, to be honest, almost any team's
Yeah.
like
Wants to do.
game plan. Like, yeah, like if Illinois plays, not as disruptive, maybe a little bit more conservative, that sits really well, I think, in my opinion, for Mizzou, because that's where you use the way the rate that we're shooting the ball and the effectiveness that matches well. But if things just get, it just becomes a boat race. I don't know if we can keep up.
Yeah.
And I think I'll end it here and sign off.
Yeah, we can get into the weeds a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
legal.
been in the weeds. I mean,
Yeah,
let's
legal's
get into the weeds.
breathing down my neck right now. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of stuff here. So.
But a lot of that stuff we touched on last episode with specifically for Mizzou on our 3-point rate, mid rate, all like those rates this year compared to last year. Like we did touch on last time. So I mean, we've got a decent idea of what Illinois does well. We've got a decent idea of what we think we do well, but I don't really know what we do well yet. What I do know is that they've got a pair of twin 7-foot. Okay. Am I crazy? They have a set of identical twins on Illinois. Tomislav played has been at Illinois for 2 years. Zvonimir played at Kentucky, transferred to Arkansas, so a Cal guy, and then to Illinois now to play with his twin brother. One of them's listed at 7'1", one of them's listed at 7'2". What do we make of that? What do we make of that?
They're not
guys?
identical. They're fraternal.
Discuss.
So here's the thing.
They're identical twins.
I'm gonna ignore your question and go to the point I wanted to make, which was
All right, fine.
If you look at
don't have an answer.
the Ken Palm scouting report and you look at their most frequently used lineups, you look at their depth chart.
Yes.
What's fascinating is it feels like Gates is a little bit envious because Illinois actually runs the big lineup, but runs it successfully. Their starting lineup is 6'2" point guard, 6'6" scoring guard, 6'7" forward, 6'9" power forward, 7'1" center. I mean, we like not the multiple 7-footers, but like that's big. That's a big lineup. And then their next player is another 7-footer, and their backup power forward is 6'9". And so not as like purely big as Gates has tried to do, but like that's still pretty big. And it's working for them because Andrei Stojakovic can hit threes. And
Wonder where he learned it.
I wonder where he learned it. But
Yeah.
it feels like they have the lineup that Gates wanted, but couldn't get out there.
That's you're being a bit of a hater. All right. This is the lineup that Gates wishes he had. Like, look, Gates was experimenting with our lineups. He's been screwing around. The reality is that maybe our team just isn't that good, and he sees them in practice every day. Maybe that was the thing that gave us the best chance to win.
I don't think it was.
Days. We don't know. We'll see how the season plays out.
I think they knew it was probably better to have Jacob Cruz or Stone in the lineup to have 3-point shooting. I think they really wanted to see. I think potentially what might have happened is that Jonte was shooting a lot better in practice, and that made it viable. And then when the games actually started, he wasn't hitting anymore.
It seemed like a good idea, to try that, right?
But I honestly think analytically they could say.
But we didn't start Grill last year. You know what? So it's like.
But there's still shooters on the floor. And even then, and actually,
Who?
no. At the beginning of last year, we had the same issue where the starting lineup wasn't good enough, and then they changed it, and it unlocked for the rest of the season because we had more shooters on the floor.
No, I think you make a fair point. I'm just saying the whole like Illinois does what Dennis wants to do is like is a little bit like sour
Lineup-wise.
grapes. Like yeah.
They don't play out how Dennis wants to play, which is
I
much
get where
more
you're coming from. I just
active and
think it's
steal
like
and square.
I think you're going like 100% into the like I don't know.
I just thought
kind
it
of
was
negative
interesting.
space there. No. You make valid points. I'm not discounting it. I'm just saying. You're going full hater mode right now. You're going full power Mizzou mode, if you will. Mike would
He's gone
Well,
power Mizzou
he's gone
mode.
full PM.
Yeah,
Don't ever go full PM.
no. I think it's what I texted. I think you, Curtis, whenever they played. It was like 2 weeks. I can't remember. Maybe they played Tennessee, and it was just these bigs can play.
Oh, Illinois. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was whenever your power went out, you didn't respond to me for like 4 days, and I had to call you or some
not my
shit.
fault.
Your power went out.
We're
Why
still
don't you go
talking
fix
about
it?
San Francisco University, right? By the way.
Go fix it.
Yeah, that'll be the spinoff from our media company. Will be Don's basketball.
The Dons. Yeah, we're still talking about the Dons. Don't worry.
No, I don't think it's like an envy thing. I just think they run it effectively. It works when you got bigs. When you got bigs that can shoot.
You got
and
7-footers on the bench that aren't. I don't want to call out our bigs from the last few years, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Like,
well, this is again. It'll be another good test that I think Phillips and Northweather have to rise to the occasion because they are going to run. Their offense is a run.
That's actually
what are the odds that Sean Phillips over under 4.5 fouls?
We need under.
I don't think Gates.
I mean, we need under, but
I think look. Here's the thing. I also think you bring up a good point. You can't have Northweather be the backup big. I think you actually have to put Jonte at the 5. Because Northweather's literally not big enough. Like most teams we've played against.
What?
I'm just saying Northweather is what 6
against Illinois. Northweather's not big enough, but Jonte is.
Size-wise, yes, Jonte's much bigger than Northweather. I'm just saying you have Illinois who is going from a 7'1" to a 7'2" who can also still play.
How tall do
And
you
you want
think
to put
Jonte
Northweather
Porter
against
is?
this guy? I
I don't
think
think he's talking about height. I think there's like some oomph.
yes.
He's got that bulldog in him.
Dude, I get it. I'm looking up their official heights. Luka Northweather is like off the top of my head, 3 inches taller minimum, and 4 inches or maybe 2.5, 3 inches wingspan. Luka Northweather is bigger than Jonte Porter.
Regardless,
It's Siobhan. We both keep. I noticed this too. We both keep calling him Jonte. And it's
Did
Porter.
I just do that too? Oh
It's
man,
also,
I'm
I
so
do it
sorry.
all
I'm
the
so
time.
sorry.
Glenn just called us out in the chat.
Okay, they are listed at the same height. I apologize.
But Porter seems bigger.
either way, no matter how
If
many.
they're listed, you thought Javon was bigger. I thought Luka was bigger, and they're listed at the same height. So anyway, let's just go to Mike.
Look,
let's just pass it off.
No matter
I'm
how.
worried. I am worried about Northweather in this game. I am very worried about him.
Sorry, my neighbor's car alarm's going off. Anyways, but nobody hear that.
Crime in Florida.
3 minutes. That's why we're moving 3 blocks away next month. God dang it.
No matter how many ways you want to peel this potato, Northweather, Phillips, and Porter will have to step up.
I need y'all to step up.
How about a little bit of Trent Burns?
No. If they're not playing him again, if they're not giving him minutes against Bethune-Cookman,
Well, no, I mean clearly something's wrong, but I mean it
don't
would
think
be
he's
awesome.
good yet.
It would
At
be
this-
awesome if he could play
This
be
goes
great.
back to the
and just be a body against these giant former Soviets.
I really wish Slew would have played Bethune-Cookman first. Then I could have watched that game and been like, let's look out for these things. Obviously, didn't work that way, but I might actually go back and watch that Slew Bethune-Cookman game.
I would
my
love if
neighbors
Burns
too.
can play, but they obviously don't think he's ready to do legitimate minutes, and that sucks.
I agree. They've
But
shown us that
it is what
with
it
their
is.
Yeah, shout out
lack
Justin
of usage
Smith,
the last 5 weeks.
Javon go to the
George
5.
probably 5.
Yeah.
For
It'll be
sure.
interesting to see the starting lineup and then see what
The starting lineup's going to be Ant, Boat, Cruz, Mark, Sean. Yeah, for this game to go well, Sean's got to play an amazing defensive game. Mark's got to be Mark. Ant's got to continue doing what he's doing. And honestly, I think
We want to start that
crash.
segment though of like, okay, like what, like if Mizzou wins, what needs to go right? Let's
Okay, let's do
lead
it.
right
Curtis,
into that and keep. Well, I'm saying you keep going, but I just wanted to like start the segment before you
if
finish.
Mizzou wins, here's what happened. Cruz went off a little bit. Ant's actually taking shots and being aggressive. Mark's playing well. Sean is defensively playing very well. I don't really care much about his offense. If he's getting rebounds and scoring off that, great. And one of the guards off the bench has to pop. Whether that be Mac, I'm not too confident on that. If Stone's playing, amazing. T.O., somebody's got to do something off the bench. Or else this is going to get bad the second the subs come in. And Northweather can't get bullied. He got bullied against Kansas. That's all I'm saying. He doesn't look as tall as he. There are guys who feel as tall as they are, and there are guys who don't. And Northweather's the type who doesn't feel as big as he's listed.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I totally know what you mean. and
Mark,
I love
Mark
him,
feels
but-
taller than him, and he's not. That's what I mean. That's
Yeah. In my head, Luke Northweather is like 7'1", and he's not. And then he's actually 6'11", but he plays like he's 6'7".
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I know. I totally know what you mean. Sadly, I don't want to admit it, but
Mike,
I will.
if Mizzou wins this game, what went right
Yes.
for them?
quickly looking at it, our tempos are about the same. So I would actually kind of like to see us go back and really push it.
We've never been able to
Swing
push
it?
against a team
Maybe
that
swing
doesn't
it?
want to push it.
I wouldn't mind. So I was yelling that at practice. Swing it. But I don't know. I don't know if Illinois wants to push it though either. That's why I kind of like the first 10 minutes. Like if I just don't know if we can get in. I don't know if we can get into like. Or I don't know. I guess I'll talk out of both sides of my mouth. If you want to get into like a slugfest and just drawn out our effective field goal percent, shooting from the field, I'll take the possession, the shot clock down 20 seconds every time. And I just feel like we could be effective shooting the ball that way. Free throws, is a generic answer. Like we can't get sent to the line and shoot 50-60% in this type of game.
Even 70, I think, we're
like a
not
14,
good enough to if they
14
shoot
out of 18,
89% from the line and we
something
shoot
like that.
70, we're not good enough to make up for that.
It's going to be a good game. I think the rivalry and like I don't want to say the atmosphere, it's been ho-hum some years, but I think that does play into effect, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mizzou came out guns blazing. And I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what the spread's going to open at. Probably.
But if we win, what does it look like?
What I just said. We have to shoot the ball.
You were talking out both sides of your mouth, like you said.
I know I was.
What's the good?
The good.
What do we do well if we win?
Iron wall on defense.
Mm-hmm. An iron curtain, you might say.
I know. That's why I was chuckling. Yeah.
A little bit touchy. I mean, do you think fitting for the Eastern Europeans and their lack of color for a long, long time? Do we roll out gray jerseys?
No, we don't have a gray jersey. We have a black, gold, and white. That's funny.
But no, free throws. Cruz goes off. I could see him just getting the green light on any open three. 22, 25 points, something like that. Ant chips in, 15 or 18, maybe double there. Mitchell does his thing. I'm not worried about him. Yeah.
Curtis?
You guys pretty much nailed it. Who was it? Julian, I loved your answer. Part of your answer was someone off the bench has to do something. It was like, oh, excellent analysis. We need one of our role players to actually contribute. Like, that'd be phenomenal. But I knew exactly what you meant. Like, you're not wrong. We need one of those dudes to actually be what we hope or hoped they would be. I think really it's going to come down to not getting bullied in the paint if we're able to win this game.
I would honestly love if the refs were super loose with their calls.
Also,
or just like play. Go for it.
Mike was talking free throws. I brought up the number of 60 free throws last time we played combined, right? Illinois was 22 for 23 from the line. And that game came down to the last 2 minutes.
Without Grill.
Our free throw percentage was predictably
You know who was playing that game?
Not as high as them, huh?
Grill wasn't in the game, but
yeah,
Trent Pierce was playing. Didn't play well. Tony Perkins had a heck of a game. Had a heck of a game in that one.
We had one non-starter. Another fun fact from that game: one non-starter made more than one field goal. Only one.
Cruz.
It was Aiden Shaw. Aiden Shaw is the only player who did not start for us. Jacob Cruz, last year?
Yeah, in Illinois game.
He was 1 for 5.
Wow.
Warwick
Shaw,
was
Boston College,
1 for
shout out to
2.
him.
Marcus Allen was 1 for 2. Trent Pierce was 1 for 4. Peyton Marshall was 1 for 4. Aiden Shaw was 2 for 3. That's our bench. I just read off.
I remember Aiden Shaw played well in that
bench.
game, and we were like, "Yo, is Aiden Shaw going to be a contributor this year?" And then it was like, "See ya."
Dude, this box score, and we talked about. I had it up on the last podcast as well. This box score is incredible. I mean, absolutely insane. When you look at the shot attempts, bench for starters, I mean, it was just absolutely insane. But no, to answer the question somewhat concisely, I think if we don't get bullied in the paint, that is one. If we make shots, and probably Cruz, like what Mike was talking about, Cruz probably needs to go off, right? That's kind of a given. And again, these are all obvious things. And Ant plays ball. Those are my three keys to the game, even though they're very obvious.
Yeah. I don't think Mizzou wins this game. I need to see them win this game. And I need to see Ant play a whole game before I believe this team's really got juice. You know, Drew King had this whole spiel on Power Mizzou about how people are giving up on this team way too fast. Our friend Drew King, friend of the pod. People are giving up this team way too fast. And I kind of understand where he's coming from. There's a lot of season left. There's a lot of chance for Mizzou to turn this around. But I won't believe it till I see it.
And this has to happen. This game has to happen. If they lose this game, they are going to need to go on a generational run in conference play. And that is just it is just not very realistic. It starts right here. This is the Kansas game. I know how important that is. But I'm going to be honest with you. This is the most important game of the year right now. Period. If we had beaten Kansas, fine. That gives you a little bit of leeway. Given what we've been doing so far this season, do you guys agree, disagree?
Yeah.
This is the most important game of the year. If we don't win this, I think it's going to be very, very tough for Mizzou to come back from it.
I can't argue that.
We have to start making moves, and it starts right here. It has to. Official predictions. Mr. Julian. Mr. Julian. Okay.
I think Illinois wins.
All right. Well, Mike, for our audio listeners, Mike is nodding in agreement.
Yeah, I'd go like a 6 to 8 point game. I'd put the spread at like 8.5 Illinois. If it gets into like the double digits, I'll take a look at Mizzou.
There's no way that spread gets to double digits, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be crazy.
Neutral site, 8.5, I think, is the absolute peak that thing could reach.
So Justin Smith and Checo's losing to a top 10 team on neutral won't kill us. One, Illinois isn't considered top 10 right now, for one, not to be a little pedantic, but it's true. Two, the issue being is there was a lot of, if you're considering getting to the tournament and look at your non-con and the biggest game you won in non-con was in Minnesota, and then you lost all your other legitimate games, that looks bad. And then you have to do a lot better in conference game to pick that up. And yeah, that could be tough. It'd be tough. That's it. I'm not saying it's game over because it's very possible, but yeah.
What's
12, yeah. No, I got you. I got you, Justin. But I think maybe I'm not going to project where his mind was, but I'm taking it that because of our lack of quad 1-2 wins, cross comparing it to a team that's going to have multiple quad 1 and 2 wins, to put myself in, however the NCAA does their Hollywood accounting of quad wins and all that stuff.
Hollywood accounting.
It's the best way to. It's the best accounting to do
No,
it.
you're right. I know. I realistically, like, if we lose this game, I mean, our record in conference play has got to be absurd.
Yeah, 500.
I just don't see it happening.
Well,
That being said, I think
we're
we're gonna be down. We're gonna be down by 7 to 8 points with about 8 minutes left.
Clip it. You heard it here first.
I like to think that Mizzou will claw their way back and maybe have a chance to win. And because I did it before,
He's turning
I'm
heel.
going to predict the win. I'm going to predict the win again, the same way. But I do not think it's going to be easy. I think if Mizzou wins, I think they are down again 6, 7. Gosh, I didn't even mean to do it that time. 8 points in the second half, and they claw back and make more shots. We make more plays, and we actually show some defensive prowess. And so I'm tying that in with my if we win, what does it look like? It's all the same. We need to do all those things, but I don't think it's going to be easy. But someone's got to pick us, MIC. Man, you guys really have no faith.
I gotta see it.
Yeah, I'm not ready to jump off Jesse yet.
Show me. We're in the show me state.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to get up there. You know?
Yeah, I guess just I'm very got the personality of Eeyore, as someone once put it in here. That they just gotta show me. They went in with some ultra high expectations, especially in the analytic community, and just gotta show me. That's it.
I mean, you guys are right. Yeah,
Yeah, you know it.
No, I know. It's just it stinks that we that the
It's also
Alabama
the realm
State
of,
game. We haven't had much to go off besides
that's
man. We need to start a run right now, though. This is it.
Yeah,
This is the most important game of the year.
I view it that you just don't know what you're gonna get, because I think we should.
That's Mizzou, baby.
Yeah, I guess that's but we probably, I don't want to say should have beat Notre Dame, but I would have liked to get one.
We should have beaten Notre Dame,
and in some capacity, the KU game again. They just are a very good team, a very well coached team, but yeah, just show me.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Brad Underwood, all the Eastern Europeans.
Yeah.
Let
us know let us know your pipeline. How are you getting them here? What is Illinois doing?
Well, I mean, I know how they got one of them because his twin brother was on the team. You know what I mean? But it's just it is kind of crazy, and I respect it. He's got Stojakovic, Petrovic, Mirkovic, Yakstis, Ivasic, the other one. And then who was the guy who went off? We talked about this last time. Who absolutely Jakachunis went off on us last year. Late. It is what it is. And to quote Herb Brooks' wife from the movie Miracle, maybe some of you have seen it. Beat those commie bastards. That's all I got.
All right. Well, with that, we've done another great podcast. I don't know if we're shooting on Monday. I think I'm going to be at the game, actually. Good chance I'm at the game. But we'll figure that out. But anyway, have a happy holiday, everybody. Go Tigers.
Yeah.
Go
Happy
Tigers.
Hanukkah already.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I still haven't hit the stop button. Here we go.